Hello everyone, my name is Jamin. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. In this video, I have a Dell XPS 15-9575 laptop. I'm going to show you how to get inside, access your speakers. So first thing, power down your computer the correct way. Make sure it's off and unplugged from your charger. We're then going to flip it over to access our bottom case screws. So you have these three screws towards the left of my screen, these three screws toward the right of my screen, and these two screws down near the middle. After removing those, you're going to take a small, flat, preferably plastic pry tool and go along the seam of the bottom case and gently pry it up from the rest of the computer. I say plastic pry tool because that'll scratch your computer a lot less than a metal one will. Also, try not to get it too far into the computer. You could damage internal components. Just keep it on the edge, nice and firm but slow. And if you get stuck going in one direction, leave it, go to the other side, start there, and go in the other direction. After you get your bottom case off, this is what you're looking at for the inside of your computer. Now, while you're taking your bottom case off, as a general computer repair side note, whenever I'm working on a computer in my shop, it's sitting on an anti-static mat. Either that or an anti-static bracelet are great ideas to avoid damaging anything in your computer when you're working on it. If you would like any help with any tools or supplies for your project, there will be a link below in the description. It'll have a list of all the tools and supplies that I use in my shop. Also, there'll be another link there. That will be a list to all the replacement and upgrade parts for this specific model computer. Now, before touching anything in a computer, it's always best to either remove or at least unplug your battery. A computer is safest to work on when as little power as possible is running through it. The way you get the battery out, you have to undo all these screws here. All the arrows are pointing to all the screws you need to undo on the battery. In order to unplug the battery, it's plugged in under this piece right here. So you would have to take these two screws out, bend this back a little bit, and then you can unplug your battery. As with any wires in a computer, try to avoid pulling on the wires. Sometimes you can damage them or you can pull them right out of the plug. So try to use your fingernails or a pry tool to wiggle that plug out of that port. If you have to apply some pressure to the cables, just be careful when you do it. But that's how you would unplug your battery. And as another side note, if you're doing any other operation in the computer and you're unplugging your battery first, you can also just use this switch. This computer model has a cool little switch right here where you slide that up, that disconnects the battery from the motherboard, making it safer to operate on. Okay, now that the battery has been removed or at least unplugged, we can go deeper into the computer. Your speakers are down here. You have this on the right side of my screen. It connects by a wire all the way down here to the left side of my screen to this speaker. And this is the speaker that plugs into the motherboard right here. I will try to have a speaker replacement option below in that link I told you about with all the replacement and upgrade parts for this model computer if you're looking for help finding it. As mentioned before, try not to pull on wires if at all possible. Try to just use your fingernails or a pry tool, wiggle that plug out of that port. If you do need to pull on the wire, be very careful and go slow while at the same time trying to pry it out with a pry tool. Also, note down here the wire. This is laid out exactly around certain areas here. It's threaded through this area. If you do replace your speakers, take a picture or pause this video or do something so that you can run these wires exactly as they're seen here. If they're not run correctly, you could pinch them when putting the bottom case back on and damage those speaker wires. And I guess the last thing that I can mention about a speaker replacement, if you are having sound issues, if the sound is not consistent across different kinds of software, if you're having trouble controlling it, you may need to replace your speakers, but usually speakers only need to be replaced when they're blown. If you're having other sound issues, there may be something else involving your drivers or your system that needs to be updated. I will have a video link below in the description, also as the end video when this video is done. It'll be a tutorial showing you how to update all your drivers, update your system, make sure that that's not the issue before you get in here and try to attempt a speaker replacement, which is a little harder. But that's the video. This is how you get inside your computer, access your speakers in the Dell XPS 15-9575. Thanks again so much for watching. Please remember to like and share if this helped you out, if you think it can help someone else out. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoy DIY computer content like this, or if you just want to keep me on hand to answer any of your future computer questions. I do try to answer all questions throughout my channel at least a couple times a day. Also, feel free to check out the related links section below in the description. From time to time, I do try to add things in there that I think will help you with your general computer life, make it more productive, more enjoyable. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.